Hey, welcome to Coaching with Chris. Man, it has been a whirlwind. I mean, not very long ago, like I had my whole family on, and what does it look like to have the whole family involved in a mortgage business? And then the very last episode, I got interviewed by Trevor, and he interviewed, instead of me being coaching with Chris, it was coaching with Trev, and he interviewed me. We asked a whole bunch of questions. I loved it. I hope you guys loved it. And if you missed it, make sure you go back and check. And now here we go to the next episode. You guys are going to love this, because to say that this person is not like, she's super special to me. She's been a big part of my life. She was my coach for 2 semesters. She was in the beginning of how I created Windsor. Like, the brain was all rolling in, and she was keeping me on track and focused in the development of Windsor. She's super talented. She's super engaging. The best I've ever seen in the business. The best, no matter what the business is, the best in keeping engagement. She has a great mindset of being able to sell at a high level. But I always say, but we have to get into the feely good stuff. She's probably the best in the feely good stuff, which I've really worked on these last couple of years, because that was probably my weakness. And being real instead of having these mirrors and windows up all the time, of trying to be someone that I thought you wanted to be instead of be the person that I really am. And so she really helped me through that whole journey. And now she's opened up a new coaching company with new stuff. And she's got, like, stay tuned to the very end, because she's got a special product and invite for you that I want you to catch up. So my dear friend, my former coach, my mentor, the person that has helped me a ton in my life, both personally and in business, Shayla Gifford, are you here?
I'm here, Chris. I was just thinking about, I'm probably like the little sister you didn't know you needed or wanted.
She only says that because she knows she's younger than me. Otherwise, she truly is the big sister. She's just younger.
And I've absolutely loved being in a relationship with you, because there's very few people that you meet that are truly all in every day. And that's you. And no matter how much time goes in between. I mean, there's been times in knowing you for the last 10 years that we won't talk for an entire year. And then it's like, 3 times a week for 3 weeks in a row. But I always know I'm going to get the guy on the other phone that is all in, and always thinking and always creating and always innovating, and like wants to provide value and be of value. And you've been that to me, Chris. So anyway, I'm stoked to be here. I love your people.
Well, we love you. Hey, 2026, like, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited about 26. New things, new products, just the market, less loan officers, higher sales opportunity for new home sales, or existing home sales. Also, like, there's just so much opportunity, but yet I have literally lost all my hair trying to get loan officers to follow a plan. I'm like, if you would just shut up and follow the plan, and don't even think, no telling where you would be. But, like, if you had to think about a couple questions, because if you had to think about 26 and you're helping loan officers right now, you have a coach group, Catalyst, that's absolutely killing it. And where are you seeing the beginning parts of a loan officer planning 2026 and having success to be able to win in this year?
I think it first starts with having a vision, like having that burning desire, having the goal, getting pissed off, frustrated, so jacked up, excited, whatever it is. I think to have growth, you need to both wake up and then grow up. And an awakening happens for us in different ways. Sometimes it's going to a conference. I know that happened for you and I, Chris, where when I was in my own little bubble in my own town, in my own company, and I was top in my branch, you don't know what you don't know. And then I go to a bigger arena and I'm sitting around a table, and all of a sudden it's like, well, how much did you make? What did you close? What did you close? And I'm like, oh, hello. Like I've been thinking there was no way I could do more, but yet also feeling like stuck and bored and mundane and things like that. And so going to an event I'll have this like wake up moment of, wow, if he can do it, if he can do it, I can do it. And so I really think that that's an important thing of jumping into 2026. I like to talk about 10x leaps a lot. I love the book 10x is easier than 2x.
Mm.
In order to have a 10x in your life, and this could be 10xing your marriage, this could be 10xing your presence, your peace, or just simply 10xing your net worth or 10xing your income. You have to like really see it and then believe it. And I tend to find that belief through seeing other people do it. I'm not one that like just has this amazing imagination. Like your creativity is off the chain. Mine is very practical. I'm very like, I've got the blinders on. I know what I've got to accomplish. I'm a realist. And then all of a sudden I'll see somebody who's 10x in a certain way. And I'm like, oh, whoa, that just like took the lid off for me. And so if you're not in that state yourself, then that's where you got to get to. And you got to figure out how to wake yourself up and then know that you deserve it, that you believe it's possible. And I think this optimism we're feeling about the market, Chris, that there are way less loan officers, a bigger market, more products and things to talk about where we now have a competitive edge. There's something that we can differentiate with. And there's just energy. Like if you're not feeling all of that and it's not corresponding with this next bigger vision for you, then I think that's where this just gets grindy. It gets hard. The little things get under your skin and just tear you apart. Because the truth is we're all getting rejected. We're all getting, punched in the face in this industry. But some people are like excited through it, and others are, spinning a different story.
Wake up or grow up. And I think I'm stealing it. And by the way, we gotta put that out there. Everybody should just have that on their desk. Wake up or grow up. So the wake up part is definitely what you just first covered. But on the grow up part, where do you see us loan officers got to grow up?
Yeah. By the way, it's both have to happen. You have to wake up and then grow up, right?
You can't.
And I think you and I are probably specialists. I'm a specialist at the wake up. I think that I was put on this earth with this insane energy that I have, the belief, the passion that I have, to literally look at people and shake them and go, come on, bro, like wake up, like look at life around us and look at the talent you have. And I see the diamond within you and I see all this evidence of your greatness, like wake up. and I think, that's where the word catalyst came from, is because life events happen and they can become a catalyst, even if they're bad events, even if they're painful. Often when they're painful, they become a catalyst for our greatest growth. And I want to be a catalyst in the world. I want to help somebody find that spark and turn it ablaze within them and become an illuminator in the world. So that's the wake up. The grow up is like, do the work that an adult needs to do. Do the work that a top producer needs to do. Be the leader that the leader needs to be. Yeah. And that's emotional growth. That's personal growth. That's skill mastery. That's discipline and accountability with a coach of just, you know what? I got to just grow up. No, it's not sexy. Yes, it's boring. Yes, I want to rebel and I want spontaneity and I want freedom. But like, a true grown-up wakes up at the same time. They go to bed at the same time. Their diet doesn't vary that much. They've got rituals to how they work. They kind of keep their car down the center of the road. They're not riding these super high highs and super low lows and really, really hot or completely withdrawn, on 75 hard or drinking every other day. And I could speak to this, Chris, because I live on the extremities. Like I either live in like fear is driving me and I'm insecure and I don't feel like I'm good enough. So I overfunction and overwork and push myself to exhaustion. Or I'll swing all the way over here and I'm like, this is going so good. I'm now greedy. I want more. Like if 3 meetings are good, 6 is good. If, and so that's where I now know myself well enough to be like, ooh, am I letting greed drive the bus, this desire in me that's getting out of hand? Or am I letting insecurity and fear? How do I try to grow up and be more sovereign in myself and be more centered. I want to say in control, but I think living a life in control means that I'm gripping and I'm trying to manipulate everything and I'm always working and I'm always performing and I've got that mask on. I think the higher levels of this piece, living in the middle, is actually where trust and faith and surrender come in. And that could just be, from a business standpoint, having a plan and having a coach and finding trust in the plan and the surrender instead of living in rebellion, like just do the basics. And that's, I think, the really important part of growing up. So, and
you have a special gift, though. You have a special gift.
Oh,
and I think we could all learn from this special gift. And you're like thinking right now, what the frick is he going to say? I can see this on your face, but you can catch yourself. Like, I've watched you over the years catch yourself. Like, ooh, I'm running too far here and I'm getting myself run down. I'm running too far here and I'm getting off the basics and I'm getting greedy. Like, how did you learn that skill set to like catch yourself? Because as an LO, if I could figure out a way to catch myself sometimes, and maybe it is a coach, right? I've had many coaches, you included, that have said, Chris, come on, wake up. You're going the wrong way. But I feel like you kind of naturally can do it for yourself.
I think it comes back to like really knowing what you want, what you really, really, really want. And the last year, I've been on a big seeking journey. I went for 8 days and had nodes connected to my brain. And I did this neurofeedback bio-cybernaut experience. And I got to work with my subconscious and get into an alpha brainwave state. I've yet to do ayahuasca and all those other, but I'm sure I will. I'm only 45 and life is long. And I'm definitely such a seeker. I really am. And in different seasons, I've wanted different things. And I think as you get the thing that you said you wanted, now it's opening up to a new vision and saying, okay, well, I've now got the house, or I've got the $25 million business, or I've got the team. Like, but what is the deeper yearning? What is the deeper thing that I truly, truly want? And so I think catching myself is staying centered in, what do I want? What does this life mean to me? What is fulfilling to me? Because it's so easy, especially with our phones and social media, to quickly feel lost or drifting or waffling, and then look somewhere else outside of us to say, oh, that's what I should want.
Yeah.
Like, I should want the picture of that family because they look like they're peaceful, or I should want that marriage because they look like they're hot and heavy, and I should want that body, or I should, and that's where we get lost a lot. And so I've always wanted to win. And so and I'm working on transitioning and having higher purposes than that now, Chris. Like, I'm just about to turn 45. I've been fortunate to make millions and millions of dollars, and I know that I'm worthy. I don't need another trophy. I know that I'm safe. I know this is a lot of the work that I've done to like grow up. This is the next layer of growing up for me. But in terms of just like being a loan officer the last 21 years and, continuing to show up every day so that you can grow month over month and that you can build a team and continue to evolve, winning has been kind of like my North Star. And so what is productive and helpful towards winning, and what is destructive, self-sabotaging towards winning? And if I catch myself getting into that self-sabotage, I will try to snap out of it. And I think that's kind of like, we all have an inner coach and an inner critic. And the inner critic is pretty mean and is always like, you better step up. Are you performing your best? You're standing behind. And my inner critic says, pressure, pressure, pressure. Like, you're only as good as yesterday. What are you doing lately? Don't be a one-hit wonder. I mean, she's a real bitch. I got a name for her. Her name is Pat.
No, you do?
I'll send you a picture.
I never knew this.
And she's just cracking the whip on me. And And so I struggle with this inner critic because it doesn't allow me to rest. It doesn't allow me to rejuvenate because, and that pressure drive has kept me safe and has helped me be successful. But there's two heads to every coin, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes that inner critic is getting too loud. And also if I start not liking myself, like if I am judging others, if I'm being too reactive, if I'm being critical or grumpy, and I'm like, like I don't even like me, like snap out of it. Like, is that what you want? Is this who you want to be in the world? Is this how you want your relationships to go? And that all kind of encompasses in winning, right? The other one is the inner coach. And the inner coach is very helpful because the inner coach is looking at your God-given strengths and talents and evidence of greatness and going, you can do this. You're capable. I know it's hard, but you've done hard things before. Like, just take a breath and make the call. Don't think, just act. You know, if he can do it, you can do it. And I am really blessed that my mom, her and dad were very much coaches in that way. And constantly, because their greatest desire for us was that we would be resilient and that we would be winners in the world. And so they were constantly coaching us to be like, no, stay in the game, give it another go, rest for a minute, get back in there, you know, like all those little things as a parent. So my inner coach is pretty solid. And then my awareness comes from when I'm like, is this who I want to be? Is this how I want to feel? And then I try to straighten myself out.
You just made me think through that. By the way, that was amazing. I think all of us needed to hear that because that's real and we do fight that stuff. But like, we're so sick. Shayla and I would create our own contests against each other just to have another contest to see who could win. Do you remember these days?
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, oh, yeah, let's do a contest. And we'd wrap all of our loan officers in there. And then we'd whip. We got to beat Chris. We got to beat Shayla. And then we'd share the results together. And then off we'd go. And we would do this punishment to ourselves just because we liked it.
I know. It's so true. It's so true. It's like, I mean, beat Chris was just a blast. I don't think we ever did, by the way. I think your team, we did at least 2 or 3 team-on-team contests, and you guys spanked us every time.
Oh, no,
freaking Sioux Falls, South
we did good. We did good. So sales and tactics.
Okay.
I know that you're working on a new platform that you feel passionate about, but also I believe that will actually work no matter the size, the origination volume that you're doing today, no matter if you're a veteran, no matter if you're a rookie, no matter if you're a broker or retail loan officer, this stuff doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What matters is that we get back to this plan. And I know for all of you listening, you're like, you want the hot, sexy plan.
Yeah.
And that's date night, right? With your wife or your spouse or whoever that is. That's the hot, sexy plan. This is not hot, sexy. This is the basics. And I think you have 3 things and maybe even something that you could offer everybody at Coaching with Chris, something cool that you're getting ready to roll out here in a few days.
Cool. Well, I've rolled this out with my team. And of course, whatever's working for me, I naturally immediately want to give it away. You know, Chris and I met in a coaching program. I was a very strong loan officer and I thought like, you know, the best I had known until I went to this conference and realized like, oh, I was small potatoes. And I just implemented. Chris and I are very quick to say, oh, that person's winning. What are they doing? I'm doing it. Like there's not a lot of like thought process or rumination. We just quickly study success in the room or who has what I want, and I will do what they do and I will get what they've got. It's very basic.
Our team hate us when we went to events, right? They hate us because they know Monday's going to suck.
Yeah,
all the things they have to implement.
The team's like, oh, no.
Just go and do an event. But anyways, back to this.
Yeah. So I rolled out this thing called the Sales Attack book. So Chris and I, when we started in coaching, got very simple trackers. We got a lead tracker. We got an activity sales tracker. You might have a pre-approval tracker. And if you just start tracking things, it's amazing how you start getting energy from it because you start seeing like, whoa, look what I'm doing and I'm improving and I'm seeing my growth. And And also I'm seeing that I worked all day long and what did I do? Like I was reactive all day, and it gives you so much clarity and focus really. And I think as loan officers, we get confused about like, what is our job? And for me, the first 6 years of my career, I was like, nobody answered their phone more frequently on the first ring that I did. And emails, I mean, I always had a zero inbox all day. So I would get a ding and boom. It's like, but I later learned no one wins an award for being the fastest over email and text and phone. And I was 100% reactive. And I was highly efficient and working 24 hours a day and really, really driven, but I really didn't have a system. And so what that created was a lot of scarcity of like, great, where's my next deal going to come from? It created a lot of reactivity, a lot of chaos. And so when I just got some simple trackers, all of a sudden it was like, oh, now I know what I'm supposed to do and where I'm supposed to focus. And this has become my job description. This is my job. So I printed these books for my team because there's a skill set first in being able to do business planning in our industry. To be able to say, I want to make $250,000 a year. And now what do I have to do every week or even every day to get a W for the day and a W for the week? And then all of a sudden you land at 250 year over year over year. And so I spent all of December in Catalyst across the Guild Nation with my team doing business planning and going from income to units and volume and breaking it down, how many leads, credit pulls, locks, face-to-faces and calls that need to happen so that now you can take this big goal that seems overwhelming. Because a lot of people, Chris, they want triple and quadruple results this year.
Right.
There's a lot of people who are like, this has to be the year. I have loan officers who are like, I've been doing this for 5 years. I have to make this work. I've got 3 kids. This has got to be the year. It's game on. It's no more of like just a little bit of growth. I'm no more being stuck at 8 million. Like I got to get to 25 million. Let's go. Right.
Yeah.
So then once you've done the business planning, and I know Chris teaches this a lot too, so I'm sure you've got this stuff dialed. Then now what is the tool to execute every week? And this is the tool is the sales attack tracker. And it's simple. It's a lot like what many of you have probably seen before. But the question is, do you keep it on your desk and do you actually fill it out?
Yeah.
Right? My Shayla sauce to this, Chris, is at the top is attitude. Literally the first thing I want you to do every morning is rate your attitude.
Like rate it?
Rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. And I will tell you, I've had a lot of my Catalyst members take photos at the end of their week and send it to me. And it's amazing as salespeople, when we actually get honest with ourselves and we rate it, how much we do roller coaster. Like Monday I started as a 4. On Thursday, I'm an 8. But this awareness around we are salespeople, we got to bring enthusiasm, courage, focus. What am I doing to work on my vibe so that I can play like a champion every day, so I can perform every day and be productive? So that's the attitude on the top column. Then I have 2 sections around effort. And we know in sales, effort is seeing people, face to faces and having partner talk tos. Partner talk tos where you're asking for the business. And I've got a metric for how many partner talk tos to get your credit pulls.
So this book has all the details, and this is what you do. This is what you do. This is what you do.
Yes, exactly. And you can share a picture of it. But so this is how I help my team go, okay, you've all set your big goals. We've broken it down in the metrics. Now you get a Q1 book, and now we're measuring it. And by the way, every Friday, take a picture in your small group so that there's accountability. You're learning from each other. You're getting awareness. And since I did this in my personal team in my district with my 40 loan officers, and in Catalyst, we're doing this every single week. I decided that I'm gonna roll it out to the larger industry on just a mini sales challenge, because anybody who wants to future coach with me, I want them to get warmed up. Because once you come to Catalyst, there's like we're moving, we're running, we're sprinting. Like this group does not want to slow down to go backwards to like get people going. So anyway, I'm going to release this 4-week challenge. I've never done it before. It's going to be redacted, not a whole Q1 book, but it's just going to be 5 weeks of the tracker plus the goal setting. and then you get on a call with me. So I'm going to release that on my next sales mastery call in 2 days here on February 12th.
Wow.
But I'm like alive.
How do I get it?
Like I love this. What'd you say?
How do I get it? How do I get it? Like, I'm listening to this right now. I'm like, yeah, I'm in. But how do I get this? How do I sign up? How do I get the link? Should we just put the link in the chat?
Yeah. The best thing to do is just go to my website, shaylagifford.com. There's nowhere where you're going to find buy the sales attack book or whatever. I'm not trying to sell a product. Like we close loans. I still run a team. I do all the things. But sign up for my sales mastery call on the 12th. And then I'm going to announce and give the sign up to do that. Once you sign up for Sales Mastery, you'll also be on my newsletter, and so you'll get information. But
okay.
I want to help salespeople understand that it's actually pretty simple, because I think the two things that get in our way for growth and 10x and that self-awareness and all this stuff is fear and overwhelm.
Yeah,
that's it. And so I work a lot on fear because I love the mindset game. I love this stuff we talked about, but overwhelm is real.
Yeah.
And if you aren't guided with simplicity, in today's world, it's moving really fast, and you're feeling like, oh, I've got to do branding, and I got to do AI, and I've got to do videos, and I got to learn a new product, and I got to blah, blah, blah. It can feel really overwhelming. And so at the end of the day, we are salespeople. Salespeople help move people to where they want to go. And the best salespeople are really effective in moving people. And so I've broken down sales to be 3 parts, because when somebody's struggling, I can really quickly go, okay, let's look at the 3 parts. Where do we need to tune it up a little bit? And so the first part, Chris, is booking appointments. And it's amazing because my Catalyst members are sending me pictures of their tracker, and I'm going, oh, like you worked a full week, but you're not working by appointment. I had one of my members on the last call say, I came in on a Saturday and I pulled 20 of my past clients, and I started running numbers and creating mortgage coach TCAs and adding the video and emailing them all out. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, we do this as loan officers all the time. We give people value and things and education on an email. And when was the last time you got highly referred by somebody because they're like, oh, Chris, he's the best at email. He's an amazing emailer. I mean, that just doesn't happen, right?
No.
But like we get lost in that because we think, okay, well, I'm moving really fast and I'm saving time or whatever. What about the opposite? What about reaching out to those 20 people on that Saturday morning and saying, hey, I had to come in on Saturday morning because there's some unique opportunity in the market, and I really think you might benefit from me doing an analysis and seeing if I could save you money anywhere. Is that something of interest to you? I don't want to go spend the time on Saturday if I can move to help another family, but I just wanted to see. They don't answer the phone. You leave it.
That's a good script. That is such a good script.
You send them a text. You send them a selfie video. And again, I'm here on Saturday morning. Would this be of value to you? I'm not going to go to work for them and go spend 20 minutes, 30, 40 an hour if I didn't get permission, if I'm getting no credit for it. And we do that all the time, right? So sales is about gaining commitments and moving people down the field, but you got to gain commitment. And so if somebody's like, yeah, that'd be sweet if you work something up. Cool. Now they've given me a job to do. I'll go put my 20 minutes in. And then I would say, well, as soon as I'm done, I'll reach back out and see and send you my Calendly link so we can jump on a video for 15 minutes this week and I'll show you what I found out.
Love this.
Now you got an appointment. So if out of those 20 people, 4 of them connected, but all 4 turned into appointments, how much different is it than I sent 20 emails? I don't know about you, Chris, but if you want my attention, don't email me. I'm like the IRS. It might take me 45 days to get back. But you know what? If you DM me on Instagram, I look at that every day and I want that to be inbox 0, right? So if somebody is lovingly trying to help me, that I didn't ask for the help, that I didn't give them any enthusiasm about, and then they've sent this wonderful thing that, oh, by the way, is time sensitive.
Yeah.
Because rates are going to change in 3 days, in 3 minutes. And now it's sitting in my email and I see it 12 days later. I mean, like, I feel so bad for that person. I don't know what they did to produce what they gave me, but like there was, so long story short, that's step number one, is to book appointments.
Yeah.
And so I did a call back in January. It's on my YouTube page on step one of like,
Okay.
what is the mindset? What is the scripting? How do you line them out? Because, you know, Chris, as salespeople, sometimes we're asking more than we're deserving of at the moment.
Yeah.
Right? Like any one of you could cold call Chris tomorrow. Okay. And you could ask for a meeting. But you better think about Chris and what he cares about, what matters to Chris, what's on his plate, and what is appropriate to ask for. Chris and I have known each other for 10 days. And if I said, Chris, I've got
10 years, not 10 days.
10 years. I've got an earth-shattering idea, and it would be a dream if you and I collaborated on it together. And I think it would just be fun. I mean, it's kind of like an idea about going to the moon. It's probably completely stupid and irrelevant, but would you fly and meet me, and we'll meet in Denver and we'll powwow at the airport and we'll just like lock in a room for 6 days? Would you do that? Chris would probably go, yeah, because I've earned that right.
Right.
And we have that kind of a relationship. And if I didn't know Chris and I was going to call him today and I would say, what matters to Chris? Where's he going? And I'm some sort of vendor salesperson or whatever, I might ask Chris for a 5-minute FaceTime.
Yeah.
Knowing Chris, he'd be like, this person's bold. They want to be on FaceTime with me and they want 5 minutes. Chris would give it to him. Am I right, Chris?
Right. I would.
You would. So that's step number one, is getting to ask for appointments. And then as you track it, you start seeing how many appointments you're actually having and how much you're spending behind your screens and your emails and your text messages, and how ineffective that can be when we don't have body language and we don't have a structure to a meeting, an agenda, and we don't have husband and wife, and you know, we're just providing pre-approvals over the phone, and like it's being easy to work with is not a win. That does not make a winner. Right. Like being effective makes you a winner. So phase one, book appointments. Phase two is win the interview. So now I'm on that 5-minute FaceTime with Chris. Man, I better win the interview in 5 minutes and make an impact, because otherwise it's one and done. Right. That's it. So are you prepared? And what are the steps? And so on the February 12th call, Chris, this is like, I'm really digging through all of my 25 years of sales history and the 6,000 loans I've closed. And I've thought, okay, how do I boil it down to like a realtor coffee, a business meeting with a realtor, CPA, financial advisor, anybody, a client review call, a pre-approval meeting? Like, what are the bullet points of the meeting? How do you know you won the interview? So like kind of a debrief, and then just some other sales strategies that I'm going to teach in it. Because the third step is always having a next step.
Most important, probably.
Most important, because even if the meeting was kind of but if you leave the meeting with no next step, now you've got to start over, especially with your courage, and be like, okay, now what am I going to call them about? You know, but if you leave that meeting with permission to do the next thing, then it makes it really easy to follow up, especially because you don't want to look like you're untrustworthy. You just do what you ask permission to do, right? And even better if you can go from face to face to face to face. So like this meeting with you, Chris, that we're together, if I said, what's the ideal next step? Like, I want to see Chris face to face this year somewhere in the country. I'm going to ask, like, what are the next 3 conferences you're going to, or whatever. But that is thinking about the kind of next steps that you could do based on the meeting. What do you propose? What discovery do you get? What problems are being solved? What do you propose, so that you have a next step that somebody's like, yeah, that's, of course, you know, so anyway, I'm just going to talk about this stuff all of 2026, because like it's that simple. You stop getting overwhelmed, continue to look at your self-awareness and go, which of these 3 do I need to tighten up? And then the tool helps you like see if you're getting any reps in, and you start correlating this effort and this focus creates these results at the bottom.
Yeah, that's so cool. Guys, if this sounds like something that would fit you, I'm going to put this all in the chat. Shayla is probably one of the coaches that helped me the most through this journey of figuring out the power of tracking, figuring out the power of scripting, figuring out that this thing that she's talking about, this is 25 years of her selling that she's basically going to give you. And then to be able to follow, check this out. You're going to love it. I'm going to join because I want to listen to this. I think this is going to be awesome. And it's just fun to be able to continue to learn. And that's something that Shayla and I could agree on. Like, we just won't quit learning. She's doing all this brain stuff or whatever. I ain't doing that, I guess. But I'm doing all this brain stuff and everything else because she wants to learn. And every time she learns, she just gives it to you. So please check this out. Shayla, I always end with one question, kind of a weird question. I have a fun thing I do with my loan officers called completing and remembering. And it takes you through 25 and then gets you through 26. And it's just a fun little exercise. And I was thinking, what question am I going to ask Shay today that would have the most, I think that we could all get something out of it. And so I have it. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What advice are you going to give yourself to get the most out of 2026?
Do less.
You guys heard it. Listen, boring creates success. Don't forget that. It's the way Shayla and I built our businesses, and it will build yours. Thanks for being on Coaching with Chris, Shay. We appreciate it.
I'm so grateful to be here, and I hope to see many of you come to the February 12th meeting. It's a Zoom. It's a meeting format. I want to see your faces. I want to hear your questions. I want to serve you because every time I'm meeting with people as you, Chris, we get energy from them. We're like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember that phase of my business. I remember where my mindset was, and I remember what my belief was. And like this one tweak in my belief and awareness like unlocked me to that next level. And so I hope you come live. If you register, you'll still get the recording. But yeah, go to my website, shaylagifford.com, and then come live on February 12th.
See ya. Thank you.